Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Chris, and welcome back to the NFL Prediction Show. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing quite well. I'm glad to be back here for one episode until September. So next week, supposedly, in fact, I've been seeing commercials about it too, that the schedule for the 2016 NFL season, it's gonna take me a while to get used to saying that, it's supposed to come out next week. Sometime next week. They're supposed to announce a date sometime soon. Probably when this video is out, they'll probably have a date already in place. I don't know. But it's coming out next week. So I am very much looking forward to that. I love learning about the schedule. I mean, yes, we already know who each team is playing, but it's nice to know the when and how, and it's really time for people to start getting tickets and for people to start planning for that day when your two favorite teams or your favorite team goes up against its biggest rival. Like when that actually happens, when you know that, it's gonna be awesome knowing about the primetime games. It's nice. It's so much fun. I always love it when the NFL schedule comes out. It's a lot of fun. So today I'm gonna do my predictions for the NFL schedule. Now, unlike in past prediction shows, where a lot of things that I predict are based off of some sort of criteria, this is me just winging it. And I've done a schedule show last year. I actually got a few matchups right. I think one of them was the Packers-Bears Week 1 matchup. I think I got that one right. I'm not too sure about the other ones though. I think that was, it might be the only thing I got right, but I know I had something in mind there. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's go right into the what we're gonna predict. We're gonna predict all of Week 1 and then the special holiday games as well. So let's start off with Kickoff. Yes, the Denver Broncos, who won the Super Bowl 50, are now going to be kicking off the 2016 season, and these are the 5 of the other out of 8 opponents that I think will face them. The 3 that I left out were the Falcons, who, yes, that would be an intriguing Super Bowl type rematch when back in like 1998 the Falcons faced the Broncos, but that was probably one of the least inspiring Super Bowls out there. not really a famous one. So yeah, and plus I don't really think anyone would really care if the Falcons went up against the Broncos. It's not really having a lot of meaning at all. Then you have the Chargers and the Raiders, and those are great, fascinating divisional rivalries, but I just don't know if it would be very inspiring for other people to see those teams. Yes, I know there's huge fan bases with them, but I just don't think they're as intriguing as these 5 that I'm about to talk about. So let's start with the Patriots. The Patriots, they won Super Bowl 49 and then got very close to getting back to Super Bowl 50, but unfortunately fell short to the Broncos. So it'd be interesting to see that rematch. But the thing is with this pick is that I'm not too sure if the NFL wants to have the same team play in like the kickoff game 2 years in a row. It will draw tons of ratings. There's a lot of positives to it, but I just don't think that they want to have the same team over and over again. So I think the Patriots are not going to be the kickoff game, but it's very possible. I think that's probably one of the best options out of these 5. Next are the Colts, and I think this one I'm just kind of throwing in here because there used to be this huge Peyton Manning rivalry, obviously, and it's like the Broncos and Colts rivalry in general has just been interesting throughout. But since Peyton Manning is no longer there, it's not really extremely as interesting as it used to be. It's still pretty cool though, because you have 2 teams that could potentially go to the playoffs and potentially win it, unless the Colts are, I don't know, the Colts may not improve enough for that, but we'll see what happens. I don't think the Colts are going to be the kickoff game. So let's go to the Chiefs now. The Chiefs are they just proved everyone wrong last year. They started 1-5, went to 11-5, shut out the Texans, and then almost kind of beat the Patriots. Not really. They didn't really stand a chance, but well, they did they were playing until the very end. They took a very long time to actually get to the end. The Chiefs, very fascinating matchup because of just the rivalry that the Chiefs and Broncos have formed over the years. These guys have been the two teams that have been really competing for the top spot in the past few years. For now, I think that this could definitely be. This is actually the match that I would love to see in the kickoff, personally. But I know that there's going to be people that really don't care about the Chiefs, unfortunately. Yes, I know there's a ton of people that love the Chiefs. I just don't know if it would be appealing to other people. I would love to see this game. I don't know if other people would. So, I'm going to say no to the Chiefs. And last is the Texans. And the Texans now have Brock Osweiler as their starting quarterback, which is so crazy to me. I love it. So now you have the guy that was a very crucial part of your Super Bowl run. And yes, I'm going to say crucial because, yes, even though the quarterback play over all year was mediocre for the Broncos, they still won games for them. It still definitely contributed in big ways. So Brock Osweiler being on this other team now, going up against the Broncos, is as great of a storyline as you could get for a kickoff game. And I think if it's going to come down to this team and the Panthers, it makes sense. But, again, I can't emphasize the appeal aspect of the kickoff game. They want opponents that people will know. They want to see recognizable opponents, and I guess the Texans, yes, another team that has a pretty decently sized fan base, but do people really want to see them in the kickoff game, in a primetime game like that? I'm not too sure. So I'm going to say no to the Texans. I say Super Bowl rematch in the kickoff game. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. Again, I would probably prefer the Chiefs. In fact, I would even prefer the Texans too. I like the Chiefs and Texans games a lot more than the Panthers-Broncos rematch, just because that Peyton Manning is no longer there. But it will be very interesting. It will still be a very interesting game, regardless of who they play. Because who fucking knows what the quarterback is going to be? No one knows. It's insane. I'm recording this on Wednesday. Who knows if they have figured out a quarterback solution by the time I finish recording this, or by the time this video goes up. I don't know if they would. I don't think they're on that route yet, but I'm very interested to find out who the historic quarterback is. I'm at a point, as someone who supports the Jets a lot, I'm at a point where I wouldn't mind seeing Ryan Fitzpatrick take over the team, because I like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think that he has a good shot at being their quarterback. Colin Kaepernick, everyone's been talking about him being traded. I don't think it's going to happen anymore, but it'll be fascinating to see. There's some other trades too, like Mike Glennon from Tampa Bay, A.J. McCarron, which I don't think Bengals are willing to trade, and all those draft picks with Connor Cook and Paxton Lynch and Dak Prescott and all those guys. Who knows? It'll be a very intriguing storyline going into the kickoff, which I believe is going to be Panthers versus Broncos. Alright, so let's talk about the early games for week 1. So, let's start. We'll do first column, then second column, and third column. Browns and Titans, to me, is an intriguing matchup. Now, this is barring any potential trades that could happen, or bearing. I don't know why I said barring. Like, I'm just locking them up. But, yes, there's a lot of potential for potential trades, but these could be the top 2 picks going up against each other, like we did last year with Titans against Buccaneers. So I like this game for just because it fits. I don't know if a lot of people would love it, but that's a potential week 1 game right there. Jaguars against Bills, the revenge of London. Can the Bills take down the Jaguars for all that humiliation? We'll have to see. This time, maybe Tyrod Taylor will be there. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. Bears against Texans. So that's where the Texans are going to be week 1. They'll be hosting the Chicago. And I think the reason why I had this matchup was that Brock Osweiler, his debut as a starting quarterback for the Broncos, was against the Chicago Bears. Now, his starting debut as a Houston Texan will go up against the Chicago Bears. Just, again, something interesting. Next, we got the Giants at the Steelers. The reason I thought about this, and I guess this is a weird one, but I was thinking, the Steelers and Giants, in an odd way, are a lot closer than other teams are because the two families, the John Mara family and the Art Rooney family that own those teams, they are very close to each other. So I thought, why not in week 1 we have the two families come together? Why not? That's what I was thinking with this week 1 pick for the Giants and the Steelers. And yeah, I like the game. I think it would be a very interesting game considering this would be the debut of the Giants defense. If the Giants defense is as improved as they're hyping, they could go up there. They have their first big challenge is going up against a very hot Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Although a lot can change between now and September. All right, Buccaneers against Falcons. The reason why I picked this one was because last year the Buccaneers swept the Falcons in 2 very close matchups, and to me that it was very enjoyable. Not to say that I'm hating on the Falcons or anything like that, but the both games were just very fun to see, and I think that this is a rivalry that is really gonna kick off very soon. I don't know why. In fact, I'm actually not too sure why I picked this. I'm bullshitting. No, it's an interesting matchup, though. The Eagles against the Redskins was the NFC East Championship game, essentially, last year. And it would just be interesting to see them go up against each other again. I'm just having Redskins hosting the Eagles, because whatever. It doesn't really matter who hosts what. It's just I predict that's going to be the matchup. And finally, the Ravens and the Bengals. This is all just 1 p.m. games. The Ravens and the Bengals. This is another kind of like rivalry pick that I chose. It was, again, I probably could have done another pick, but this game, Bengals at Ravens was a very fun game last year. Like one of the best of 2015. So I think that you have the Bengals hosting the Ravens this time, and Ravens will be healthy, Bengals will be healthy, and I think we'll see another great matchup. So that'll be week 1. Early games. Then for later games, the 4 o'clock games, you got the Dolphins going up against the Jets, a division rivalry that the Jets swept last year. But now the Dolphins are newly improved the Jets. Who knows who that starting quarterback is going to be? It will be interesting to see what happens. I think it would be a great starting game for them. Then we got the Saints against the 49ers. Last time these guys faced each other, it was probably one of the funnest games of 2014. I'm trying to remember everything that happened in it, but it was, all I know, it was chaotic. It was a lot of fun. Then we got the Chiefs against the Colts, which was the first time these two teams are meeting since they met in the playoffs back in 2013. Yes, it's been that long. The Chiefs and the Colts. That game was one of the highest scoring playoff games ever, and it was also a great comeback game for the Colts to move on. And I forgot a lot about the game. It's been 3 years, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Some sort of rematch like that. Then we got the Chargers against the Raiders, a good old rivalry game. The first game back in the black hole for the Oakland Raiders after threatening to leave for LA, and possibly their last home opener as they plan to move to Las Vegas, probably. We'll see about that. And last but not least, the Lions and Cowboys. This is also a rematch from a playoff game back in 2014. The Lions-Cowboys, the game kind of ended infamously as a flag was pulled on one of the Cowboys' defenders. Later that flag was just picked up, and the penalty didn't count, and it was an incompletion, and it caused the Lions to basically lose the game. So it'll be interesting, maybe a little bit of a revenge match between the Lions and the Cowboys. Just thought it'd be interesting. onto Week 1, Sunday Night Football. Yes, I know this is probably way too soon for something awesome like this, but one of the best Super Bowls that we've seen in a long time, the Seahawks at the Patriots. Really, I think it would be awesome to see this be an opening Sunday night matchup. Just two great teams that could have probably gone all the way again. Lost to the Panthers and the Broncos that both made it to the Super Bowl. The Seahawks, they're a little beat up now on RB because of the fact that Marshawn Lynch is no longer there. With that being said, Thomas Rawls did amazing things for them. And now the Patriots, I don't know what the fuck is happening with Deflategate. They are going to try to get the suspension back on him. I mean, I guess they might not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that, but there's a possibility that Tom Brady might not be there. Hope not. I think that would be stupid. I think it would be great to see Brady go up against the Seahawks again, and we'll see how that game unfolds. And last but not least, we got the Monday Night Football matches. The Packers against the Vikings, and then the Cardinals against the Rams. I did the visual matchups for these guys, but I think it would be a lot of fun to see the Vikings open up Monday Night Football in their new stadium, US Bank Stadium, and then the Rams to open up their game in Los Angeles Coliseum. It would be very interesting to see that, to watch that. You kind of can guarantee the Rams are going to be a team on Monday Night Football, that they probably will end up be hosting a game sometime in primetime, because there's no way they're not going to broadcast the return to LA. That's just how I would see it. But regardless of that, it's interesting, and we'll find out what happens next week when they reveal Week 1 and everything else, such as the Thanksgiving schedule, which I'm going to go into right here. This is why the Thanksgiving schedule is going to be. This is according to other reports that I have seen, so this is kind of me cheating, but this is based on what I've heard. This is what I'm going with. The early matchup will be the Vikings against the Lions. The afternoon matchup will be the Redskins against the Cowboys, and then the evening matchup will be a classic rivalry, the Ravens against the Steelers. Every game the Ravens and Steelers play is an awesome game. I love this rivalry, and I'm hoping that they put it on Thanksgiving. I think it would be a fun game. Alright, and Christmas. I don't know if they're actually going to have a Christmas game. Last year I predicted they would, but they didn't. This year, Christmas is on a Sunday, so I don't know if they're going to move the games to Saturday for Christmas Eve, or just have things as regular. I don't know. But regardless of what happens, I believe that they're going to have a game on Christmas, or all 16, but the primetime game will be the Bills and the Jets. Why? I have no idea, other than the fact that last year's Thursday Night Football matchup was a ray of Christmas colors around, and that beautiful red and green matchup. They should just bring it back for Christmas and make it all the colorblind people insane. So that is my prediction for Monday Night Football. Alright, or for Sunday Night Football, Christmas, yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Predictions. We'll be back in September. Also, with the announcement of the schedule, I may get back to doing Madden NFL. Might actually be a possibility. Oh, God. I can't even imagine. I think I might go insane if I go back to Madden. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.